Howdy, everybody! This is a new series. Now, this is some crap quality, but that's what you get when you use a little computer, like the camera on your laptop. But this is kind of a new theme, which is what I'm calling Mr. Marshall Talks. It's about me talking about the video games I have in my collection. And today we're starting old school. And also, this is kind of like if I feel like, oh, I don't have enough time to make to record, a video of the current game I'm playing, this is what's going to happen. Now today, Mr. Marshall talks Banjo Kazooie made by Rareware, published by Nintendo. Oh, this was this game. This game is a childhood memory for me and anyone who owned an N64. Seriously, it was one of the big games because this came after. No. Well, this was along the line of Nintendo creating 3D platform worlds. The biggest name is Super Mario 64. I might own that in the future. Yeah. But this game holds a lot of memories, and I've never beaten it ever. But this year's going to be different. I'm actually going to beat it. As in, follow a complete 100% guide of another YouTuber. Yeah. And that's how I'm going to do it for all my familiar games. Well, ones I know that need YouTubing. It's mainly Nintendo titles. Boy, oh boy, I mean, I've played this game so much. Like, this was actually like the first ever, like, 3D platformer I ever had. And, well, let's get into the kind of basis of it because I'm talking about the game. Banjo Kazooie starts out with this. You'll get an ugly witch. I was gonna say Grinch, but no. An ugly witch named Gruntilda. Yay. I mean, boy oh boy, is she ugly. And she hates being ugly. So she tells her magical talking pot, kind of like Mirror Mirror on the Wall, who's the prettiest of them all. And it shows a young bear named Tootie that, the pot says she's the fairest and prettiest of them all. Well, hey, you're ugly, lady. Yeah. She gets mad and says, I'm going to steal her beauty. And that's when she has an ugly assistant named Klungo. Yeah. Klungo builds a machine that will take Tootie's beauty, give it to Gruntilda, but also making Tootie very ugly. But Tootie has a brother. His name is Banjo. And he has a feathered best friend named Kazooie, thus Banjo Kazooie. So the witch flies off from her mountain in an area called Spiral Mountain because the only actual mountain is kind of a spiral. Now, Tootie's talking to a character that we'll be familiar with because he is a character that'll kind of help us. His name is Bottles the Mole. She's talking to him, kind of having a conversation. And then suddenly Bottles looks in the sky and goes, Hey, isn't that the one we're talking about? Not kind of knowing who Banjo is. She goes, No, that's not her. And the witch says, Ooh, look at you, you little beauty, come here. And so an ensuing fight goes between them, which Kazooie, the feathered friend, who lives in a blue backpack of all things, um, hears all this and says, Banjo, wake up! Something's wrong. Something's wrong. Something's happening out there. And he wakes up like, oh, yeah. What is it? And then, get, and then they kind of go out. And they meet Bottles of Mole saying Gruntilda the Witch stole your sister. And thus begins the game. And in Spiral Mountain, you learn moves. And how you do that is go up to Bottles Molehill to talk to him and get the moves you learn. You learn a total of 6 different moves. Now, oh man, I kind of forgot, but they're kind of your basic form of moves. And you learn like items like honeycombs to restore health, hollow honeycombs to extend your health, and little statues to give you extra lives. But here's the thing, almost everything in the world of Banjo Kazooie is alive. Why? Because you see eyeballs on them. Maybe creepy, but no, not really. It's gotta be cartoony. So once you've mastered all the moves, you could go up to Bottles, and he says, "Okay, you learn everything. Go into Gruntilda's lair and start to kind of get to the witch." Now the witch has made kind of a path, laid barriers called note doors. Notes are where you're going to have to collect as a primary progression of the game. Also, she's captured and scattered a group of creatures called Jinjos. Jinjos help you a lot, but also to kind of unlock new worlds, you get a golden puzzle piece called a Jiggy, another living thing. And they kind of complete these paintings. Much like, Super Mario 64, you need stars to unlock a door to enter the painting and get more stars. That's what it is. You complete kind of the puzzle picture, and then you're entering the world. And the first world you enter is Mumbo's Mountain. Now, Mumbo is the witch doctor of the series. And in him, you kind of learn a little more basic moves, especially with Kazooie. Again, I don't want to be like, oh, there's this, and forget. But you learn more moves. But you also collect 5 Jinjos, 100 notes, 2 empty honeycombs, and 10 Jiggies. Now, how you do that is kind of you go around doing these it's kind of like a checklist, really. Yeah. But also, you meet Jumbo, and he allows you to transform using Mumbo tokens, little shiny skulls that talk. And the first transformation you get is a termite. That'll help you get some stuff. And once you do that, you move on to the next stage, which is Treasure Trove Cove. And again, you kind of get more moves, you meet more interesting characters, but still kind of get the same collectibles. And then kind of go through it, learning the story, getting more, transformations, getting more moves, build, just making your progression. All while but within Gruntilda's lair, which is actually a pretty big hub world, not as big as Super Mario 64, but I'd say it's up there. And you kind of meet her sister. She's a fairy. Same green, because Gruntilda's a green witch, associates with Lego, but she's pretty. And she gives you, every time you meet her, she gives you three disgusting secrets about Gruntilda. But why would you need to know them? It'll help you at the end of the game. All right. Now, once you kind of finish off, because there's 8 worlds in total to go through. That means there's 800 notes, 80 Chiggies, 40 Jinjos, had to do some math, and hmm, but yeah, just it's kind of a collectathon. I mean, you don't need to get everything, but it's nice because it helps you prepare. Ooh, also forget, in Treasure Trove Cove, you'll unlock something. You'll kind of unlock a little secret of cheat codes. Now, there's kind of like a thing the developers did, which is if you enter too many cheat codes, guess what? Your game, all progress you've made, poof, disappears, and you gotta start all over again. But how to not do that is you get cheats from a floating book called Cheeto. Kind of cheat dash oh. I think that'll kind of go with that. And he kind of gives you useful cheats, kind of to increase the amount of one ability and of like multiple abilities, mainly with Kazooie. Kind of yeah. But yeah, and once you've completed all 8 worlds, whether it's 100% complete or just go scraping on by, doing the just to get the notes, if you're focusing on notes, then you reach kind of a two-part end. The first part is Gruntilda's game show. Now, see, the three secrets you learn, the 3 secrets you learn for Gruntilda's sister, you you answer that because it asks everything. Where is this? What enemy is this? Listen to this soundtrack. What world is that? And you make it to the end. And you rescue Tootie, but that's just part one down. Then you do a difficult, I've kind of seen it, a difficult boss fight with Gruntilda. And when you do defeat her, she'll go crashing down in the ground and be imprisoned by a boulder, with Colungo trying to move it off her, but it's too big and too heavy. Now, you can exit, like, save the game and exit the game, but it gives you kind of those game overs. And what it is she succeeds in getting Tootie's beauty and all that. Now, I'm not going to be like an hour long, or just take a long video of explaining. It's just, hey, yeah. Now, this game did actually kind of get a re-release, and it got a re-release on the Xbox 360 marketplace, and it's now on the Xbox One marketplace. But also, it can be purchased with the rare kind of game thing, like 30 of like the best games made by rare, or is it 30 of the best or all 30 rareware. Actually, no, it's 30 of the best because there's some other rareware titles that couldn't make it because they were either specific because the characters were specifically for the system they were made for. Yeah. Now, this game, if you kind of either want to have it as a collection or kind of have the absolute original, you can get it on a very nice website called LukeyGames.com. I've mentioned this on my TikTok, but Lukey Games is a wonderful website. Like what you get, like what you pay for is what you get. And they have some magnificent prices because it's based on who wants the game the most. That game is pretty well wanted, and that thing's running for like $40, $50. And hey, it makes sense. Also, if the game's like kind of like a bit of a rare title, aha, because I'm making a joke about the people who made it. Yeah, I mean, you can find it there or get the rare replay. That's what it's called for Xbox One, the rare replay, or just buy it in the Xbox Store on your Xbox One and experience it yourself. Also, kind of has a few adult jokes hidden in here and there and all that. Yeah, that, yeah. Well, I gotta say that's all I can talk about this. So, this has been Mr. Marshall Talks. And to give the good old outro, howdy hey, howdy ho, I'm Mr. Marshall. This is the game room. And you beautifully smart people, be good.